This is Deepin 15.3, the beautifully designed and unique Linux distribution from China based on Debian unstable. Now, if the word unstable carries a bad connotation, let me say that with respect to Debian, it's good because it means that your software isn't going to be 2 years out of date. I find this software right up to date with the most recent Linux distributions. Most of what I have to say about Deepin 15.3 is positive, so I'll cover the one negative at the outset, just to get it out of the way. And that is the extremely slow download speeds I've experienced here in Chicago, Midwestern United States. It may be different where you live, but here there aren't any nearby mirrors which give good download speeds. So I'll tell you what you may be able to do about this. If you go to System and then under Update here, click on the little gear. Keep clicking on it until you get to Mirrors, and then click on Switch. And as you can see, I have checked the US mirror, James Madison University, but that wasn't the default mirror. The default mirror was the official mirror with the CDN acceleration, whatever that means. It wasn't very fast. As a matter of fact, the download speeds were near zero. Now, you may have encountered this already when downloading the ISO image, because the main repository on the Deepin website gives me an extremely slow download, but they have alternatives, and one of them, SourceForge, worked perfectly for me. I was able to download at normal speeds from SourceForge, and that's important because it was a 2.2 gigabyte download. What I found was that using the official mirror and trying to download software was practically impossible where I am. So I chose James Madison University as the closest alternative. There's one other U.S. alternative listed here, and that's Georgia Institute of Technology, and the rest are in China. Now, I've downloaded 2 applications. The first one I downloaded was Synaptic Package Manager. I did not find that in the Deepin store, but I was able to download it using the terminal. Basically sudo apt install Synaptic. I'm not going to do that since I've already done it. The other one I downloaded was Simple Screen Recorder. It was shown in the Deepin store, but I was getting absolutely nowhere with the download, so I decided to do it from the terminal, and that worked, but very slowly. And that was sudo apt install Simple Screen Recorder, one word. I covered Deepin 15.2 rather thoroughly, so if you want to look at that video, you can see a lot more detail than I'm going to give you here, but I'm going to cover some of the new features. The dock at the bottom can now be moved around a little bit, if you right-click on it and look at location, it's on the bottom now. You can put it on the top, and actually I have it on always hidden. So basically you won't see it until you get to that screen edge. Or you can put it on either side, the left or the right. So that's very flexible. Now the only problem is it no longer has a classic mode. There are only two modes now. The fashion mode, which is what you see, and the efficient mode, which looks like a more traditional panel. The only thing is that open applications are shown as icons, not as text. And I found it rather difficult in the past to switch between tasks when they're shown as icons. The classic mode had the open application shown as text. That's no longer available. And I suppose you can understand if it were on the left or on the right, that might be rather inconvenient. Now, so this means that if you do want to switch tasks, you have to use this multitasking view, which is this icon here. And that's a very nice one. It opens up a little thumbnail of all 4 currently available workspaces, and you can add workspaces if you want, or you can delete them with a little X there. And you can switch between workspaces. I don't happen to have anything on these, and Simple Screen Recorder is actually hidden on the first workspace, as you can see. Now, one of the other changes, it's a little easier to change desktop backgrounds. You can right-click on the desktop and then left-click on Set Wallpaper, and you see a variety of them. Here you can also scroll to the next group. This is the one I like. Now, just to take a quick look at the Deepin store, it has some of the same virtues and the same vices as it did under version 15.2. The virtues are that it has a very nice selection of software. For instance, under video here, it has Simple Screen Recorder, GUVC View, Kazam, Voco Screen, Open Shot, Shotcut, those are the virtues. The vices are that sometimes the Deepin store does not actually represent what's in the Deepin repositories. For instance, it doesn't have Kdenlive. However, when I look in Synaptic Package Manager, search for Kdenlive, there it is, version 16.04.1-1. So I guess my point is that you can't depend entirely on the Deepin store, and if you don't find something there, don't be afraid to look elsewhere. With respect to Windows snaps, it appears that it works with some Windows, such as the system monitor here, and it doesn't work with other Windows, such as the file manager. That's probably something they should look into. With respect to resources, it's not bad considering the fact that I have Simple Screen Recorder running. My CPU usage is 27% or under, and my memory is running about 23% or 880 megabytes. Zero swap. It's not bad. There were also a lot of bug fixes in Deepin 15.3, but I didn't encounter those bugs in the first place, so the fixes didn't register with me, but they're listed in the Deepin website. So those are just a few of the things I noticed about Deepin 15.3 that may differ somewhat from Deepin 15.2. I still think it's a very good distribution if they would just solve that very slow download problem with the repositories. They are actively seeking additional mirrors, so I'm fairly confident that that's just a temporary problem. This is XRAM Tech. Thanks for watching.